Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are
The Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
We're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in love and life. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you that love love.
That's right. And I love love too.
Me too.
So now that we got that out the way, let's get started. So today we have another amazing podcast for you. On today's topic, we're going to continue our series on our ebook that we have coming out that's called How to Stop Being an Irritating Person. 20 traits that pushes people away and how to fix it. And this book, like I said, will be available on Amazon.com and theamazingclarks.com. So make sure you pick up your copy. So this is the second episode of this series, and we're going to cover topic number 2. And today's topic is being a joker. Being a joker. Now,
Ooh.
what we're doing is we're going, okay, we can go into deeper concepts with relationship coaching like we always do, and that's wonderful. But we wanted to do something different with this book. We wanted to cut to the chase of why most couples fight and don't get along. And usually because one or both partners are doing something that's irritating the crap out of the other person. But the problem is we can't always see the irritating things that we're doing. And it's like the last person to see that you're doing something irritating is usually you. And so this book is to help you to look at yourself, not to beat you up, not to blame, but to first have that awareness so that you can change it, because these things can definitely have an impact on your dating life, your relationship life, your social life, and life across the board. So we want you to do better. And you can't do better until you know better. So that's why we wrote this ebook, and we're going to cover them on this episode of the podcast and the continuing series. So, but before we jump to the main topic, it's time for catching up with the Clarks. And this is where you guys can find out what we've got going on in our personal lives. Ooh. So, babe, let's get the party started. What do the Clarks been up to lately?
So we know you all like to hear our business. So today we are going to talk about how we are challenged at times by reconnecting sexually. How do we do it? Not how we have sex, you guys. But
they know how we do that.
But how we deal with reconnecting when we're apart. We're apart a couple of weeks a month, and then we come back together. And connection is real. Everything is energy. And so when your energy is apart from someone, when you come back together, it feels different. So you have to reestablish that connection.
And a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, they're relationship coaches, they're experts, they've been together for 34 years, still passionate in love. Why are they going through that? Because that's part of the human process. Even though we're the Amazing Clarks, we're still human.
Yes.
And we're no different than you guys. So the key isn't that to avoid running into issues or to pretend like we're perfect. We're never going to do that. We're always going to be vulnerable with you guys and share our wins, our losses, because we are no different than you. So that's why we're very comfortable with sharing this stuff with you. So I'm going to give you the setup. If you guys listened to our last episode, we talked about how Melanie and I, what we're doing is I'm on the East Coast and she's on the West Coast. Even though we both live on the East Coast, Melanie has a dental practice, consulting practice that's on the West Coast. So in order to maintain and grow that practice, she has to leave. So what's happened is that we made an agreement that she leaves from up to 2 weeks per month, sometimes even 3. And on one occasion, she left for even 6 weeks. So while she's gone, we're still running our coaching practice. I'm running our life coaching practice here, and we're still coaching people via phone and Zoom. Mm-hmm. But we're gone for a long period of time. Now, one of the things that we realized was that at the first month, it was like, cool, she's gone. We come back together, we reconnect, the sex is on and popping, everything is great, we connected. The second month of her being gone, she comes back, same thing. But by the 4th or 5th month, and she's gone 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, when she comes back, we miss each other, but we notice that there's a disconnect sexually. There's a disconnect in the bedroom. So it's like we're hot for each other, but everything's not connecting. It's off.
Yeah, it's like trying to do a dance when you forgot the steps.
Yeah.
And so it makes it awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to talk about, like, you can feel awkward when you're married.
Right.
I think a lot of times people think like awkwardness between two people only happens when you're dating because you don't know the person. But you can definitely feel awkward with the person that you're with if you are away from each other. And like Anthony said, we've been together for 34 years, but when we're separate from each other, we're changing, we're growing. So every time we come back together, we have a different energy. It's a new us. And so we have to find new ways to establish that connection.
Exactly. And even though we communicate all the time, we speak to each other a couple of times a day, we FaceTime each other, but that physical connection isn't there because we're apart from each other. And then on top of that, we're both so focused on work and accomplishing our goals that sex is like not top of mind. That's the last thing that we're thinking about. So like everything else, if you don't use it, you tend to lose it, or it tends to get a little, disconnected. So at first, when she came back, we're trying to, okay, let's have sex, let's do it. And it was like, what? And for me, it was literally like my cells were like, what are we doing? What? Okay, I know who she is, and she's pretty, and it was like I couldn't get that energetic connection.
Right.
And for me, if I don't have that, then I can't be at my best, and I can't really get into it. And then we noticed the same thing was going on with you.
Yeah. So I think for me, it was, tell me when to go. Like, are you going to lead? Am I going to lead?
Right.
That's where the dancing thing comes. Yeah. We're like, who's going? Who's going to make the move? Who's not going to make the move? And so it was that created awkwardness. Like, are you waiting? And then whenever you have awkwardness, it opens up this space for negativity of the mind, right? So then I started thinking like, wow, is he not into me anymore? Like, we've been apart for 2 weeks. You would think like, oh, we're going to come together and we're just going to want to be all over each other. But that didn't happen. Nope. So then my mind was like, well, maybe he's just not into me anymore. So I had to control my thoughts about that. And then as I worked on that, then that created awkwardness, right? Because your thoughts, if you're thinking negative thoughts, then it's going to affect your energy. So then I think that added to the awkwardness. What do you think added to it for you?
It was almost like, in a way, even though, of course, we connected, know we love each other, it was almost like a stranger again.
Yeah.
Like, feels like, who? Oh, what? This person?
Who's this in my bed that hasn't been in my bed for 2 weeks?
Yeah, and which was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
And so at first we were trying to force it, and then it was like, let's just stop, just stop. And so we got away from it for about a day, and then I started thinking about it, and it was like, what is it that let me get into my body. What is it that I really need? But then what I realized is that I needed to not have sex. I needed to reconnect energetically. Mm-hmm. So what I told her was that, okay, here's what I want to do. Lay down. I want to give you a massage.
Yes.
I want to rediscover your body again. I want to touch your body. I want to reconnect with your cells. I want my cells to reconnect with yours. Mm-hmm. And as I was giving her a massage, I could feel the energy again. And our connection, energetically connected. My cells connected to her cells, physically and energetically. And I asked for her to touch me, just my body, my chest, my back. And every touch was like, okay, I remember. So then once we did that, it was like, zoop, connection again. And the love making was amazing. And I think that was the part too. We needed love making, not sex. Yes. And I think we tried to jump to sex right away because it's like, we've been going for so long, let's jump to sex. And sometimes there's a time for sex, but there's definitely a time for love making.
Yeah.
And when you want to reconnect like that, I think that for most people, it's going to be love making. Now, don't get me wrong. I think if we were like in our 20s and 30s, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But we are where we are, and that's okay.
Absolutely. I want to add, like, you suggesting the giving me a massage was amazing because it helped me to, like, relax instead of being like, okay, what's coming next and doing that weird, awkward dance. I just got to relax knowing that it actually, we didn't say, I'm going to give you a massage so that we can make love.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
let's just, let me give you a massage. I want to touch your body. So that reaffirmed to me, like, you are into me. You do like me. You do want to touch me. And the love making and the love energy just naturally came back. And then I want to add, when you said that you just wanted me to touch your chest and, like just massage you a little bit, it helped me. I literally felt your heart energy. And lovemaking is about connecting our hearts, right? So I was able to tap into your heart energy. And then from there, it was like riding a bike, like everything just flowed again. And then we're back in sync with each other. And then I even noticed like how we talk to each other went back to loving. And it just felt like, oh, there's my love. There you are. Oh, I'm so happy to be back with you.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was great, Anthony.
I felt like Maxwell. I was like,
Are you being a jokey joker?
I'm always.
I'm just teasing you.
Actually, that, ladies and gentlemen, was called a segue. Good job, Melanie Clark.
I always got your back, baby. I always got your back.
All right. So now that we got that out the way, that was catching up with the Clarks. Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation and maybe got something out of it.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I hope it helps you to realize that awkwardness in lovemaking sometimes happens. And hopefully maybe you can use the tips that we used to help you to reconnect when you're disconnected.
You got it. So now, it's time for the main topic. Okay. So once again, this is from our ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Traits that Pushes People Away and How to Fix It. So on the previous episode, make sure you guys catch it, we talked about the first trait. And that first trait was, let me see if you remember.
I do not remember.
Oh, really?
No.
You forgot already?
Yes.
God, babe. The first trait was...
You don't remember either. You don't remember either.
No, I got it. I just want to make sure that...
okay.
Because we've got so much going on. Okay. So, according to this...
I was still thinking about making love. I'm not thinking about irritating traits because I'm not irritated. We made love, so I feel good.
That's a good
I feel
point.
Great. You're not irritating me.
All right. So, like I said, the first one was being an interrupter.
Oh, okay.
All
good.
Right. So, make sure you guys check out that episode. That's number one, being an interrupter. And today's number two is being a joker.
Okay.
Being a joker. Now, what do we mean by being a joker? That's someone that constantly jokes and plays around. Now, there's nothing at all wrong with being playful and even joking around.
Right.
But like everything else, there's a time and a place for it. To something, even a great thing, if you do it in excess, and if you don't read the room, know how to do it, it could really have a negative effect on the people around you.
True.
Now, this relates to, once again, not only your marriages or relationships, but it relates to dating. It relates to your interactions with your family members, your coworkers. And a lot of times, people won't tell us what's irritating them about us. Right. They just kind of pull away, or they ghost you.
That part.
Or they treat you unkindly, or they're mean to you. And then you're wondering, like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? And you don't see it. You're usually the last person to see it. So, once again, that's why we're sharing this with you. And we've created this ebook. So now, if you're a jokey joker, we like to say jokey joker. And we've had many people in our lives like that, where it's like you're trying to have a serious conversation, everything's a joke, and everything's a joke, everything's a joke, And after a while, it just irritates the crap out of you. And even if you try to bring it to their attention, most of the time they go right back to that same behavior. And so we're going to discuss that today. And maybe it might be you. Maybe it might be your partner. Maybe it might be somebody in your life, a family member, friend, coworker. And even if it's not you, this will help you maybe to understand why they're being like that and doing the things that they're doing. Because at the end of the day, our relationships are very important to us. And so, and if it's you, take ownership. Don't be ashamed of it. It's okay. But that's how you can change it if you want better relationships and a better quality of life. So, babe, give me an example of a jokey joker in your life or experience you've had in the past and how it affected you.
We used to have an employee that worked with us, and anytime we gave him recommendations or we were going over duties or tasks, everything turned into a little song or a little dance or a little silliness. And I'm about my business when I'm in business mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I had to always like stop and wait for the jokey to end to get back to business. So it was always interrupting my flow. I appreciated the positive energy. I appreciated that, he brought levity to situations, but it wasn't appropriate in a business setting when we're trying to get through an agenda in a meeting, trying to get things done. So after a while, I just avoided calling him in the meetings, right? I don't want to call on him because I know we're going to get derailed from the conversation. So in that setting, being jokey was really irritating to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And this individual had a big heart, great heart, great intentions.
Yep.
But this jokey behavior constantly, it was irritating. And he did it in his dating life.
Yes.
And if he was fortunate enough to get a date,
a second
and
date,
get into a relationship, he did it to the relationship.
Yeah.
After those relationships failed, he did it again.
Yeah.
And kept following the same cycle over and over and over again. And for me at first, it's like when people have things like that about them, I don't just say anything. It's like, okay, that's who they are. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let me think positive. Let me be grateful, all that other good positive stuff. And it works. For a little while. And then they keep doing it. Now I get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm starting to get irritated. I'm trying my best to stay positive, but this is really wearing me down. So I'm going to have to check him. And when I check him, it's going to change the whole dynamics of our relationship. So let me kind of give some little nudges here and there. So when he comes in and, hey, jokey, and it's like, I'm not laughing. Nobody's laughing.
I'm laughing.
But he's still doing it, and he doesn't see it, that nobody's laughing. And then he does it again. Nobody's laughing. He's not reading the room.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, it's like people start pulling away from him.
Yep.
Women start pulling away from him. And then he's going, why? Why nobody loves me? Why does everybody treat me like this? And one day I gave it to him. Lovingly. But I gave it to him. And it was like, because you joke around too goddamn much, you idiot. And he was like, what are you talking about? It's like, you play too much. You play all the time. Yeah. It's irritating. Nobody likes you because of that. You're a good person, but you're being irritating. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? No one had ever told him that before in his life. Nobody. So, of course he's not going to change because he thought this was normal behavior because nobody said anything to him. Everybody just ghosted him or got angry at him, but he didn't understand why.
Yeah.
So for the first time in his life, he stopped and he looked at himself. And a couple of months had passed and we hadn't worked with him for a while. And then when I spoke to him on the phone, I noticed a different tone. He was being a normal person.
Yeah.
He was calm. He wasn't joking. He wasn't angry or anything like that. He was just, his energy was just different. And I felt so drawn to him, like, oh God, this is good. I can talk to you. Now we can talk. Now we can communicate. And that was life-changing for him. And I spoke to him, months ago. And he was still in that same great place. He got it. He saw himself.
Yeah.
And even at one point, he admitted that he didn't even just act like that. He dressed like a clown. He really did. He said it. He was like, you know what? I look at my haircut and the way I dressed and the way I used to act, and I look and I'm so ashamed of myself. And it was like, yo, you know what? Don't be ashamed of yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you that you saw yourself. We all have our issues, me included. And so in this book, as we wrote it, I saw myself in 4 or 5 categories. Things that I've worked on, but I saw that was me. So if that's what you're doing, stop. Just stop. Be aware of it. Be okay with it. And that's how you're going to change it. See yourself.
I realized being a coach, I always wonder why people do what they do. And this particular person, he wanted attention.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted approval. He wanted validation. And he didn't get a lot of that growing up. So this was the strategy that he used to get that attention and that validation. And after you had the talk with him about jokey wasn't working, and he calmed it down, I actually wanted to give him attention. I actually wanted to give him approval and validation because I could have a normal conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually really smart. He had some great ideas. And once we got past the jokey, what was underneath of that was actually really beautiful.
Lots of depth.
And lots of depth. And I really was grateful that you had that conversation with him because what was beneath it was really valuable, not only for us and our business, but for our relationship with him and for the people in his lives that wanted to get to know him deeper. It was like he had this veneer that was covering up who he really was because he thought that's what he had to do to get love and attention and validation and approval. But it was actually beneath that veneer. So I think it's really important for people to realize when someone tells you that something is irritating them, they're not just telling you because they want to be mean or they want to hurt your feelings. I think sometimes we have a knowing, like beneath this behavior, there's got to be more. Mm-hmm. And that's what I really want to connect with. That's where the love really lies.
I agree. He thought that entertaining people was the key to love.
Yeah.
Entertaining people was the key to success.
Yeah.
The only time that's the key to success is if you work in a damn carnival or the circus.
Or you're an entertainer.
You're an entertainer. Yeah. Then you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Do you.
Yeah.
Do you. I'll celebrate you.
Yeah.
But not in your personal life. So just that, awareness of if you're being a joker all the time. Yeah. Nothing wrong with joking, but you don't want to do it all the time. And you want to read the room. And if that's your issue, if you could see that and you can change that, that could dramatically impact your life across the board. Your dating life, your marriage, your relationship with your kids, your coworkers, everything could change. So if nobody told you, the Amazing Clarks is letting you know. Bring it to your attention. So that was good, baby. I enjoyed that. So
can you give the listeners some tips on how to change that?
That's what the book is for.
Oh, okay.
That's what the ebook is. So what you guys want to do, if you want to learn more about the ebook, make sure you get a copy. It'll be available on Amazon.com, or you can get it through our website, theamazingclarks.com. Okay. And we go way into depth on why, give you a better understanding, give you exercises on how to change it if you're going through that, and even to help you to be more aware of it.
Okay.
And and on top of that, the benefits of it. There's so many benefits from doing it. So don't have any shame in your game. There's nothing wrong with it. Can't do better till we know better. So make sure you pick up your copy. It'll be available. And even if it's not for you, maybe it's for somebody that you know. Maybe you want to get them a copy, somebody that a loved one that can use it.
Well, I think a lot of times it's easier for us to see behaviors in other people than in ourselves. So you might want to start and be like, I know this happens to me when I read books. I'm like, oh, I know a person like this. Oh, I know a person like that. But the value is in seeing it in yourself. So I'm going to be really aware of my jokey-ness. I know I tend to do it. I am an entertainer, though. So I try to do it in an entertaining way.
You don't overdo it.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I'm going to be self-aware now. Like, am I being too jokey? No. But that's okay. So I really like the idea of helping our listeners to take a deeper dive and look at themselves, because we can really change our outer reality by changing our inner selves. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We really love and appreciate all of you.
Yes, we do. We love you guys.
Yes. So be sure to check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
That's right. And if you guys haven't got a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up your copy today, available at Amazon.com. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach, or you just want to learn some skills to life coach people in your life or yourself, then check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction LifeCoachAcademy.com. And last but not least, if you want to coach with Anthony and Melanie Clark, we can coach via Zoom, by phone, or even in person if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, reach out to us at theamazingclarks.com.
And remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
That's right. See you next time.
Love the Amazing Clarks.